Hi, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. I meet to the fellow examiners, Mr. Muhammad Afiq and Dr. Azrina, my supervisor, Dr. Iravan. My name is Wan Nabila and I will be presenting about my final year project titled Implementation of Machine Learning Algorithm for Classification of EEG Signals to Detect Cognitive Impairment. The content of my presentation will include the introduction, problem statement, objectives and scope of study, literature review, methodology, results and finding, conclusion and recommendation, and lastly, the references. As overview for the project, cognitive impairment is a condition classified as cognitive disability which usually diagnosed in aging people. However, it may occur to any range of age. And the main objective is to identify cognitive impairment in early stage to reduce or slow down the severity. And one of the popular method is called electroencephalogram, or more known as EEG. And for this project, we applied machine learning to analyze EEG signals as additional aid for diagnosis too. Nowadays, there are many medical techniques to identify cognitive impairment, but the conventional methods are only measuring qualitatively or by observation. And EEG is one of the efficient way to diagnose cognitive impairment because it measures in quantitative values or data. However, EEG signals require expertise judgment, and the number of patients may outnumber the expertise needed to the evaluation. And not only that, the expertise judgment may require more specific knowledge and experiences to make a reliable judgment. So the objective of this project is to extract useful data. Second is to improve conventional method by using machine learning as an aid in medical diagnosis. Third is to improve existing machine learning research by increasing efficiency of the algorithms. Fourth is analysis on data using machine learning. And lastly, to classify cognitive impairment, where machine learning will learn the pattern of cognitive impairment EEG signals and do classification. The scope of study related to this project is to identify possible procedures in diagnosis cognitive impairment, research on the issue regarding conventional method, observation of useful data set to be used for the project, and lastly, analyzation of data using machine learning method. Now we'll move on to the literature review regarding the project. First part will cover cognitive impairment. This is the list of conventional method exists now to diagnose cognitive impairment. And why we need early diagnosis is for future planning, basis for training and managing, reduce anxiety, better understanding on own condition, and reduce hospital episode. EEG is one of method to test used to observe electrical activity of brain. By using EEG, potential abnormalities in human brain activity can be detected. And this is the international 1020 system, the electrode placement on the human head. And this is the frequency based analysis where we observe the frequency of EEG signals. Second is machine learning. In general, machine learning is a study of computational algorithm which has ability to improve by experience. And typically, machine models require a lot of data to perform efficiently. The data can be obtained from training set to create representation of sample of. And this is the related work where I compare few articles that use machine learning. For methodology part, there will be 4 phases: input, preprocessing, classification, and validation. I will explain more in detail in the next slide. So in phase 1, input, few relevant dataset are compared, and the dataset of 60 subjects are chosen. And this dataset was converted from Excel file into CSV file. And the details of this dataset is EEG signals of 60 subjects, where 30 of them are cognitive and another 30 is healthy. 64 EEG device electrode channels, which is the 64 attributes for this project, and the condition class of cognitive and healthy for the last attribute. In phase 2, pre-processing, data will be converted from CSV to ARFF for WECA to be able to read, and 60 rows indicate the instances, and 65 columns will indicate the 65 attributes. Relation of the data set is set as cognitive. And then we will move on to the ranking algorithm, where 11 algorithm was tested using same data set, and the accuracy was checked. And then we will use data filtration, where we apply discretization filter on data set to eliminate unwanted data or corrupt data. In phase 3 data analysis, we will analyze the data in 3 types of tests. First is full training set, second is 30% of training set, and lastly cross validation of 10 folds. And in phase 3 classification, we will select 3 best algorithms with highest accuracy, and then select test type and run the data in Explorer environment to compare the accuracy and analyze the result. And lastly, for visualization, we will compare which channel contribute to data classification and observe the plot metric evaluation of each attribute with condition cognitive or healthy. And lastly, we will check the error rate of the algorithms by using experiment environment, where algorithm error rate based on percentage of training data tested. We will observe error rate by checking percentage of incorrect classification, and data was analyzed based on percentage of training data tested. So the result will consist of 4 parts. One is result from ranking algorithm, second is result based on full training set, third is result for 30% of training set, and lastly result for 10 folds cross validation. From this part we can see that ada boost with KNN classifier, bagging with KNN classifier, stacking with logistic regression and KNN classifier, and lastly KNN has the highest accuracy with 100%. And result based on full training dataset, where we chose 3 algorithm: KNN, ada boost with KNN, bagging with KNN, where all give 100% accuracy. And result based on 30% training set with 18 instances give the same accuracy 100%, and result for cross validation with 10 folds give the highest accuracy with 100%. The finding of this project is there is a possibility of missing value or data due to corrupt file conversion. And among all algorithm compared, KNN ada boost with KNN, bagging with KNN, and stacking algorithm has the highest percentage of accuracy, which is 100%. And 0R has the lowest percentage accuracy. And in this project, the accuracy of the classification is the main focus, ignoring some part of the criteria for classification that can be applied for real application. And all 3 classifiers used for the classification has very high accuracy with minimum error. And the learning curve of each algorithm was observed by testing the algorithm using percentage of use to be tested for classification process, which is represented in the graph on the side, where the bottom side is percentage of data tested and the vertical side is the error rate. You can observe the difference of error rate for KNN algorithm, boosting algorithm, and bagging algorithm. And for conclusion, machine learning is one of the most suitable methods to replace manual work of humans, such as complex calculation and observation. And machine learning are able to learn the underlying patterns which may not observe in human perspective, and it is able to learn a large number of data. And the learning and observation of machine learning are very broad. The outcome of this project may happen to be different from the real observation of the expertise, and it may have some inaccuracy due to external conditions that occur during experimental procedure. And this data was not able to be validated based on medical expert perspective. As recommendation, we can obtain relevant data by contribute into the accuracy of the research, where we execute the experimental procedure in medical institute which can validate the data, or use larger number of data to improve machine learning accuracy, identify better and suitable algorithm, or implement deep learning, use different type of conventional method to validate data such as MRI, and lastly include more criteria related to cognitive impairment based on the expertise side. This is the references I use. Thank you. Special thanks to our examiner, Mr. Muhammad Afiq, and Dr. Azrina, and lastly to my supervisor, Dr. Raivan.